Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. So today I want to talk about all of the books I read in October and the rating that I gave them. I do a scale of 1 to 5 stars, but I get up to 6 if it's that's a favorite book of mine that's going on a list of lifelong favorite books. And so I want to start off with the lowest rated books that I read for October. Just a couple, and they're not really low rated. They're 3-star reads. Pretty run-of-the-mill, just a fine book, a fun time. No 2 stars, no 1 stars for this month, so pretty decent reading month, I'd say. First book that I gave a 3-star read to this month is So Thirsty by Rachel Harrison. This was a fun time. It's about a woman who is living a pretty normal, safe suburban life, married to her husband who cheats on her, serial cheater, and she has a good job. She lives a fairly simple life, whereas her best friend lives a life of freedom and adventure and is just a very, very much so a free spirit. They end up going on a best friend's weekend getaway for our protagonist's birthday. This was set up by her husband. They go out for a weekend. Everything's going fine and dandy until they meet some mysterious hot strangers that they end up hanging out with for the weekend, and things get dark. So if you like best friends getting into some trouble and then having to kind of work through the decisions that they made to get them to where they are in life and how to deconstruct the complacency and empower themselves, then this was a really great option. So Thirsty by Rachel Harrison. Next book I gave a 3-star rating to is The Ex Hex by Erin Sterling. This was just a cute, whimsical, witchy romance. It was really cute. It is about a girl who is 19. She goes through a breakup, and in the midst of her breakdown about the breakup, she's, taking a hot bath, drinking wine. She ends up hexing her ex-boyfriend, and she does it as kind of a silly haha joke of sorts. She didn't think it actually had gone through, but 9 years later, her ex returns to their hometown to do a ritual that they do in this town. Immediately once he gets into town, bad things are happening to him, just serious case of really bad luck. It turns out that the hex she had cast on him 9 years ago was real, and the effects of it are taking place, and they have to work together to basically save the town and get the hex removed off of him because it's taking a deep effect on the town and the people. And so it's about their story going through working together, maybe falling back in love. It's a really sweet, whimsical, low stakes type of story, and I enjoyed it. Those are my 2 3-star reads that I finished in October. Now I have a couple of 4-star reads, one of which is My Roommate is a Vampire by Jenna Levine. This was a really cute, campy, paranormal romance. Our protagonist is a artist and is not the most well off. She's a struggling artist, and she ends up finding a really cheap room to rent on Craigslist. The house is beautiful. It's just too good of an offer to pass up. And so she takes the offer and rents this bedroom. And the owner of the home is quite mysterious. He leaves her love notes. He is always sleeping during the day, is nowhere to be seen at night. He wears really outdated clothing and speaks in a way that's pretty old-timey. And she's just who is this guy? What decade did he come from? She finds blood bags in his refrigerator and finds out that he's a vampire. So it's about them kind of working together because he needs her help in order to assimilate into modern day. And so they are working together to ensure that he is able to adapt to the modern way of life without standing out like a sore thumb or a decades-old vampire. It's a cute little love story. Really fun. It doesn't take itself too seriously. It's humorous, it's cute. and it was just a really sweet, fun time. So I gave this a 4 star. Now, the next book I gave a 4 star to is Play Nice by Rachel Harrison. This is a haunted house horror with a lot of emotional depth to it that I was not expecting. You follow our protagonist, who is an influencer and she's a stylist, and her mother passes away. She inherits her mother's home, which her mother always claimed to be haunted or possessed. And her goal is to renovate the home and make content out of it, be able to profit through recording her process of renovating. But as she gets deeper into the renovating process, she finds her mother's memoir, and it just starts to unravel so much childhood trauma and family secrets. So emotionally charged that she can no longer just move forward with like renovating the house without all of this childhood trauma and family secrets coming up. And so it's the story of how she is like working through all of that while renovating this home. It was really good and had, like I had mentioned, a lot of emotional depth that I really wasn't expecting. Good 4-star read if you like haunted houses and horror stories with a bit more to it. The last book that I gave 4 stars to in October is Hidden Pictures by Jason Rekulak. This was a really good suspenseful thriller. You are following along the protagonist, who is fresh out of rehab, and she gets a gig babysitting a young boy named Teddy, who lives in a pretty like affluent suburbia neighborhood with his parents. Following along with her, she is a live-in nanny taking care of him, and he is an artist. He loves drawing pictures. The pictures start to get more dark. The pictures, at first they start off as cute little, family pictures with him and his mom and dad, and then they slowly start to get darker, and before you know it, he's drawing pictures of a man dragging a woman through the forest. And the book does have the images inside as well of the drawings, which I think adds to the creepiness and the suspense. It's a good book about class and addiction and recovery. It was a fun time. It was a really good suspenseful ride. So I ate this book up. It was a really good time. All right. That's the end of all of my 4-star ratings for October. Now we have one 5-star read to talk about, which is The September House by Carissa Orlando. This book was so much more than a haunted house story. It was incredible. You're following along a couple who purchases their first home, and it's their dream home. It's a Victorian style, lovely home, very few neighbors. It's just perfect, and it was reasonably priced as well. Every September, the walls start bleeding, ghosts roam around the home, and something that is living in the basement causes a huge ruckus. The husband could no longer take it and left and was nowhere to be seen after leaving. And the wife, she stays. This is her house and she is committed to it. She is going to find a way to live with the spirits instead of running from them like her husband. Well, their adult daughter comes to town looking for her father because she can't reach him. The daughter and the mother are trying to figure out what happened to the dad. It's not only about a haunted house, but it also deals with themes of marital abuse, addiction, mental illness. It ties the haunted house and real life horrors such as addiction and domestic violence, and the correlation between the two and how it kind of compares and contrasts the two types of horrors was really just perfectly done, in my opinion. I think it was really well done, really well written, and tied the two together really well. So this was my 1 5-star book that I read this month. I could not recommend it more to people who love haunted houses with a bit more edge to it. So 5 stars. And then I had one 6-star read this month, which I don't have a physical copy of because I read it on my Kindle, but this book blew all the others out of the water for me. This was my favorite book of the month and one of my favorites of the year, if not like years that I've been reading, and that is Dungeon Crawler Carl. If you have not heard, this series is incredible. I'm on book 2 now and I plan to continue forward in the series. I think there's like 8 or 9 books in the series. Oh my god, it's so good. You're following along Carl, who is a veteran, and Princess Donut, who is his ex's cat, and you're following along their adventure through a dungeon crawler, like a video game basically. So aliens end up actually taking over the world, and they force the living humans to go through a dungeon crawler. They live stream this on television for millions of other aliens to see. Carl and Princess Donut are going through these levels, looting, they're fighting monsters, they're fighting bosses, they're like leveling up their magic systems, they're fighting and combat skills. It is so good. It is so fun. You really truly are reading a dungeon crawler RPG. It's fantastic. I've never read a book like this, and it really has so much just like wild humor. It's one of the funniest books I've read. I'm laughing out loud constantly. It's just so good. So fantastic and unlike anything I've ever read before. So that is my 6-star read for the month, and I could not be happier with it. Had such a great time. Anywho, those were all the books that I read in October. I would love to hear in the comments what books you read in October or any recommendations that you may have, and I will catch you later. Thank you so much for hanging out. Bye!